Okay, we should be live, Mr. Nugent. I'm going to check on my phone and check Facebook and make sure that we actually are streaming live. And since we're kind of doing this off the cuff and didn't really schedule it because mine and your schedules this week are kind of crazy, we're just going live and hopefully some people might join in. If not, they'll just have to comment as they watch the show later and go from there. So, anyway, we're kind of winging it.
Yeah, that's right. Appreciate you, Rex. We're getting ready for our second tournament of the year, getting ready for Caddo Lake this coming Saturday. And so we're very, very excited. We had a great first tournament of 2023 at Cypress Lake. We had like 50 teams, 50 or 51 teams fished. And so we actually have gained a new team since that tournament. Converse has added a new team. So we're up to 53 teams in our league. And we hope to have a great showing and a great turnout this coming Saturday for sure.
Great. And so there's a couple of people that are watching, so we appreciate you. Again, we're kind of doing this off the cuff, unscheduled, because mine and your schedules are crazy. But let's start with the basics. So the tournament is this Saturday at Caddo Lake at Earl G. Williamson Park, correct?
That is correct. We're going to be doing. All of us will come there for a morning, boat check. We'll all be launching there at Earl G, and there'll be an actual controlled takeoff there at Earl G. We're going to be there and start that process at 5 a.m. Hopefully, have everybody on the water definitely by 6:30, and then probably closer to 6:45 or so at Safe Light. We'll be doing the prayer, national anthem, and then we'll be sending out teams one at a time there out in front of Earl G launch area.
Yeah, so it'll be very similar to how we did the Cypress tournament. We're just applying it to Caddo Lake, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and we'll show the map and how the layout of the park is going to be, so that folks will kind of have a handle on that as they drive up and get there?
Yeah, that'd be great. That morning check-in time, that map that shows us that we're going to go into the park and circle. That would be great. We're thankful for the Caddo Parish Parks and Recreation for working with us. And I met with the gentleman out there this week, and we have a game plan that would be able to keep all of the traffic off of the main highway out there on Highway 1 or whatever that is. So we're very thankful for them working with us.
Okay, so let's see. Let me hit that button right there, and that should show the map.
Yes,
And
sir.
hopefully it's visible to the folks that are watching or view this later. If not, if you're on your phone or whatever, it's kind of hard to see. We apologize, but this is the same information that we posted on the Facebook page for the Junior League, so it's the exact same map.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have my cute little pointer today for the show for some reason, but let's talk about how this is going to work. So, do you want to walk everybody through, driving in and around the sheriff's substation and how we're going to have them loop back and around and basically following that green line?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. So as you can see, coming off of Highway 1, whether or not you're coming from north, most teams are going to be coming, for the way the white line is there, turn in, and depending on if you're one of the first two teams or three teams, we're going to have somebody there directing traffic right above that arrow. But you're gonna actually drive on straight, and then you're gonna go in through, the park gate. You're going to go all the way down into that park area and then hang a right and make that big loop. And then you're going to come back and you're going to fall in line. Yes, there you go. You're going to fall in line after you. Now, that area there, once traffic starts backing up, that area where the hand is going to be where you need to start prepping your boat, getting the straps undone, getting your lights in and on, getting your life jackets available, your live well lids open. We would encourage the students to go ahead and get in the boat at that time and go ahead and get everything ready. before you get down there on down to where the arrow is. But you're going to make the loop, get in line, and start prepping your boat. And eventually you're going to keep on coming down to where that arrow is, and there's a driveway right there. We'll have somebody directing traffic right there, and we'll be giving you directions on when and how, we're going to be launching, hopefully 2 boats at a time. But if not for sure, at least one. But we're going to stop you there where that arrow is, so that people, when they come out of the launch, they can hang a right and go ahead and park in that main parking lot.
Yeah, so I'll kind of move my little pointer hand. So this is for those of you that hadn't been to Earl G. This is the boat ramp right here. We can get 2 boats in and out, especially if the water is still a little bit high. Makes it much easier to actually get 2 boats in and out. But what we're going to do is you'll launch right here, and then you're going to pull back up, watching for traffic, and we'll be there to help. And we're going to try to fill up this parking lot first and try to get everybody in there as tight as we can, because we also have to remember, just like at other lakes that we go to, the public is still going to be there to fish. And so we want to try to, work around the everyday fishermen that are out there and not interfere with them.
That's right, for sure.
Okay. So that's going over the weigh-in line. And just to reiterate what you said, the reason that we're having everybody pull in and loop around here is so that we don't block off the main highway out there and have people backed up on the highway and have a safety issue. If we get everybody in line way around here
Yes,
and looping back around, then that should keep everybody off the main highway.
absolutely.
Okay. So that covers the boat check and the launch, basically the procedure and all that. What comes next?
Yeah, so takeoff, like I said, we're going to be taking off a control, what they call control takeoff, which means, we're going to be sending out 1 boat at a time. So we're going to be, after you launch there, and I will give you all maybe a heads up to the dock that is there to the right of the boat launch. There is normally a wooden dock. As of Monday, there was still a little bit of water on that dock. And so maybe bring some rubber boots if you feel like you're going to need to be on that dock. We're hoping the water goes down underneath that dock where it's not an issue, but we want that process to be as smooth as possible. Once the boat captain and both of the students are in the boat, that staging area right there where Rex has the box is going to be kind of where everybody's going to stage, all in that area there. And then eventually, when it gets closer to time, Rex and I will come out there, to the staging area in his red champion. And that'll be where we have the flag for the national anthem and the prayer. And then we'll be calling out boat numbers or takeoff numbers at that time. And you're going to idle past the boat that we're in and wait till you get out to the boat road before you get on plane, which is going to be a little further straight out in front of the launch area.
Right.
Now
So,
our takeoff process is going to be different than last time. Morning check-in, they're going to need their boat number, the same boat number that they had last week, and it's the same, team or boat number all year. But this time, and for the next couple of tournaments, they're going to be taken off in the order that their placement is as far as points. And so that is going to be a different, you're not taking off in your team order, you're taking off in the placement order, which is what we call as the takeoff number there, the first column. So the first team that's going to be going out is team number 32 from Calvary. That looks like Brooks and Caleb. They're going to be number 1 and on down 29, 12, 48. That's going to be the order we're going to go in. And so you're going to go out in the placement that you finished the last tournament.
yeah, and again, this is the same information that's posted on the Facebook page. I also did a printable PDF link in case, some of the teams may want to actually print this out and, have it with them that morning. Or you can tap and save it on your phone or whatever. But yeah, like you said, it's a little bit confusing because we're mixing the team numbers up, but it's because that's the order that they placed. So the main thing is know your team number, and also know what your takeoff number is supposed to be. And of course, be listening because you'll be on the loudspeaker and all that, calling these out as well. Correct, Shane?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, so basically, like we did at Cypress, we're just applying this here. It's just a little bit different because your team numbers are not going to be the sequence, it's the takeoff number.
That's correct. And we want you to be able to try to stage in somewhat in that takeoff order. So once you get on the water and it's beforehand, go ahead and begin to talk to people around you and know what your takeoff number is. And so that we can somewhat get lined up. And the
Right.
better we do that, the faster this takeoff process is.
Yeah, and I'll say this, at the Cypress tournament, again, it was a little bit easier, but at the Cypress tournament, everybody did a great job. I mean, I think we may have one person that was lagging a little bit behind, maybe, but
Yeah,
overall, especially since it was the first time for a lot of the teams, they did a great job. And so, pretty much same thing applied here to Caddo Lake.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, let me switch back over and let me bring the map back up. And so again, I'm going to move the pointer down here. This is the staging area, just, out in here in general. You want to be careful because it is pretty shallow out along this tree line. Of course, the water is still up a little bit, so it's a lot more forgiving now. But this is an open area out here, and you'll see where it is, and we'll help you here. But this is generally very open, and it's generally 4, 5, 6 foot deep right out in this area. So it should be relatively easy for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. And also, again, know your team and takeoff number. Have your running lights on. Have your life jackets on. And while the trucks are launching and all that, again, we ask everybody to turn your headlights off. Just have your parking lights on. Makes it easier for everybody to see. Now, once they get launched, what do we need to cover? What do we need to talk about, Shane?
As far as once they're all in the boat, as far as waiting for us to start the tournament, or what?
Well, as far as once we send them off, so we've already called out their numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you
What do we need to talk about then?
yeah, let's talk about boat safety for sure. This is Caddo Lake. It's a lot different than Cypress Lake. Cypress Lake is pretty much a wide open lake, very few stumps, very few hazard things out. Nothing really out in the middle of the lake. Caddo Lake is 100% different than this. They have channel markers all over the lake that are numbered, and they have a letter by them. And so the only time that you need to be on plane or moving outside of an idle is only in those safe boat channel markers.
Yeah.
Each channel marker is going to have a sign on the top of it. It's like an arrow, and it's going to be pointing either to the right of the pole or the left of the pole. Here's a video of Rex, and if you see there's a sign, it's pointing to the left side of those poles. That's the only side of the pole you need to be able to run. Do not
Right.
run on the right side of those poles.
Yeah. Let me back that up because it shows a pretty good shot. And of course, I'm not wearing my life jacket, so we want to make sure everybody is wearing their life jackets while they're running. But as like Shane said, you can see as I come by that marker right there,
Yeah.
you can see that it's got a little triangle sign on it, and that triangle sign is pointing to the side of the marker that I want to run. My
Yes.
general rule is to run about one boat length from the markers. There's some of the areas in Caddo and the upper areas you need to be running closer than that. But generally, on the main part of the lake, if you run within a boat length of the marker, you're pretty safe doing that. But like you said, Shane, I can't encourage people enough. Do not run unless you're in the boat lane.
Absolutely. And you're going to probably have a time when you're running the boat lane and there's an oncoming boat coming at you.
Right.
It's just like a car. If you're headed the way Rex is, you're on the right side of that, if a boat comes past you at that point, they're to the left of you as oncoming traffic would be. And
Correct.
so Normally you don't have to come off plane. We don't advise you to come off plane. You just stay on plane and, do what you have to do to stay in that channel. Give a little room if you can. Don't venture too far away from those poles because there are a lot of stumps and sucker rides and everything else that are out there. So the main thing is to stay safe. If you don't feel comfortable, you see a boat coming and then you need to get out of the way, then you do that in a safe manner. But the main thing is to stay on the same side as those signs are and stay as close as you can, to that boat row.
Yeah, and there we may have some teams that haven't ever been on Caddo before. And let me just say this honestly, around the Earl G. Williamson Park area, that bank there is actually some pretty darn good fishing if you want to idle. You're not comfortable running it. If you want to idle up there and get away from everybody and put your trolling motor down and go fishing, there's actually some pretty good fishing up there.
Absolutely, there is for sure.
Okay, so we've gone over, let's see here. Let me switch screens again. So we've gone over the morning check in, the controlled takeoff, um, running the lake, general safety. What about the slot limit?
Yeah, I was going to say the slot limit. You want to cover some of that, Rex?
Yeah, so Caddo does have a 14 to 18-inch slot limit. And so what that means is for largemouth, if the fish is touching 14 inches, you cannot keep the fish in the boat. You must catch and release the fish. Okay? I mean, you can take a picture or whatever, but you can't keep the fish in the boat, can't have it in your possession. All the way up to if the fish is touching 18 or a hair over, it is a legal fish again, and that's what we call an over. All right? So the fish that are going to be weighed in the junior league tournament, and pretty much every tournament you fish on Caddo, need to be between 12 and 14 inches, but not touching 14, or they need to be 18 inches or over to be legal fish.
Correct.
All right. And if I remember correctly, it's the same 3 fish limit for the tournament?
There is a 3 fish limit. Correct.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can show that screen. I think this is the right one. Yeah, Caddo, February the 2nd. So we've got it listed again. Same deal that we posted. We've got it listed 3 fish per team, 12-inch minimum largemouth or Kentucky and spotted bass. It's rare that you catch a Kentucky or a spotted bass on Caddo, but they are there. But it's 12-inch minimum. Slot is for largemouth. Again, 14 to 18 inches. And I've got on there you must call, well, yeah, you must call on the 4th legal fish. So it's your 4th fish. You got to go ahead and call only have 3 fish in the boat for the tournament, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Other same basic stuff. Lines out, scales open at 1 o'clock. The scales are closing at 2 p.m. So correct me if I'm wrong, but they're late after 2 p.m. Is that correct?
That is correct. They must be at our check-in table. That is where they're going to turn in their red keychain, their boat float with their team number on it. They have to be at that table by 2 o'clock. At 2:01, they're late and they're disqualified for the day.
And so the weigh-in and the check-in is going to be, it'll be obvious. You pull back up to the Earl G boat ramp, you'll see the trailer right up there. We're going to have it on the pavement, I believe. But you'll see the trailer and the check-in table right there close to the boat ramp, correct?
To the left of the boat ramp. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see. That's got fish covered, the weigh-in pretty much covered, takeoff covered, boat launch covered. What else do we need to go over?
Yeah, one other thing that I did see, we have some new teams this year, and that's wonderful. We were very excited to have new schools, new teams. But whenever you get back for the weigh-in, regardless, first of all, regardless if you have fish or not, we must come to that check-in table and turn in that boat float. That's the only way we can know that you're safely off the water and you're officially checked in. If you leave early, then you need to contact your coach and or myself to make sure that that you let us know, and then you need to be able to bring your boat peg by the trailer. One of us will probably be there, and let us know that you're safely off the water. But whenever, let's say a team has fished, they're going to pull up there. They can either pull up on the bank if they have room. Be careful of rocks and stuff like that. If there's some areas around the launch that may have some rocks, so just be careful if you're going to do that. But send in, and or you can go ahead and trailer your boat onto your boat trailer and then pull up out of into the parking lot to get your fish out. You can do either way, but what I encourage you to send is one angler with their keychain to the check-in table, and that is where they're going to turn in their keychain to be officially checked in, and that is where they're going to receive a weigh bag that is part of our league weigh bag. Last tournament, we saw that there were a few teams that did not realize they tried to come up there with their own weigh bag. That is not allowed. You must use one of our own weigh bags that we're going to hand out at the check-in table.
Okay. Uh, Anything else?
I just want to thank all of our sponsors, as you see that on all of our media. Bass Pro once again is our title sponsor again this year, and all of those sponsors there across the bottom. We will be giving out and drawing for our K&J boat polishing detail boat wash for one of our boat captains. We were able to do that last time via live on this. On the Facebook Live, and we actually had Keith on there with us. But our game plan is at the end of the tournament on Saturday, we're going to physically draw for that boat captain to win. And the boat captain from now on, when we do this at the tournament, the boat captain must be present to win the boat wash. So
Okay.
boat captains, I encourage you to hang out, keep your team there to support all the other anglers, even if you didn't catch a fish. Hang out and stay. We've got a lot of gift cards, a lot of prizes to give away, and also the boat captain. As long as you were there that day, you have a chance to win a boat wash from K&J Boat Polishing, which is about $150 prize. So it's worth staying.
Yeah, Keith does a great job there. And I'd also like to mention that we have AccuCoal. They've come on to help partner with us and help provide some equipment and some things for the kids. And so we'll be looking forward to that. So we'll want to welcome them on board also.
Yeah, brand new sponsor. Just connected with them this week, Rex, and we're very thankful for Brent, the owner of that company, and we're very thankful for partnering with them.
All right, Mr. Nugent. What else? Let's go down our list here. We did the talked about the weigh-in. We talked about the launch. Again, just
Oh,
trying to cover all our bases. What else?
yeah, we have one more thing, Rex. We almost forgot, and that is this tournament. We will have a food truck at this
Ah, yeah.
event. About that, and so I think you listed on that information sheet. You listed the name of the company. I don't know if you're able to pull that up one more time, real quick, but
Yeah, let me switch that
have
over.
truck there to sell lunch to. It's actually a grandmother of one of my teams from Benton Middle School. She has a food truck. I'm very very excited to be able to have that. Yes, Miss Vicky. Vicky's
Fresh, Vicky's fresh to go.
there you go. And so we're excited. I'm not sure what all she's going to have for sale, but it's going to be good. And so I know it may be like chicken strips or burgers. I don't know what all it'll be, but I encourage the parents to bring either cash, or I'm sure she takes debit cards, and that sort of thing. But we will have lunch available there if you want to purchase. And we encourage everybody. Everybody comes off the water and everybody's hungry.
Oh
And
yeah.
so we'll have bottled water available for our anglers and boat captains if they would like to just have a bottled water. That'll be free of charge from our league. But other than that, as far as food, you'll be able to purchase that from the food truck.
All right, perfect. And mention one other thing because we can't get off the broadcast without doing it. Jeremy's reminding us to register for the High School Bass Classic, which is, I think it's March 25th and 26th. It's an open tournament. It is a qualifying tournament. And of course, Jeremy has opened it up to the junior anglers. So if they want to take a shot at that on the Red River, then we encourage them to go to highschoolbassclassic.com and register and sign up for that, which is a completely separate tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rex, I'll just throw this out to any of our coaches or any parents. For the Saturday morning, we are going to need a little extra help more than we
Yes.
had last tournament. My buddy Charlie, who runs the league with us, is going to actually be out of town. So that's one person down of our normal. So any of our coaches, anybody, any parents that are willing to get there a little early to kind of help make that process in the morning smooth. I'm planning to be there no later than 4:30 to just make sure. So if anybody's willing to be there and want to help, we welcome all the help. Anybody that's willing, come and you want to meet us there about 4:30, I'll be glad to put you in an area to be able to help us with that morning check-in.
Yeah, probably be things like checking boats in and helping direct traffic and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, and get boats launched. I know it was let's just say a challenging morning last Saturday doing it. I had lots of fun, but I don't know if I want to run up and down the boat ramp that much anymore. I'm getting a few gray hairs, so.
I agree, Rex. I agree. And if we have any dads that are willing to help, the best scenario would be that the boat captain go ahead and be in the boat with his students.
Right.
If he's comfortable dropping the students off and letting them just drop the trolling motor. If they drop off into the water, they need to drop the trolling motor immediately. Make sure they can run the trolling motor well, so they're not running into other boats or the dock or the ramp. They can kind of troll out away while their boat captain goes and parks, and then they can pick their boat captain back up either on the bank side or at that little pier there on the left side of the boat launch.
Okay, sounds good. Jeremy says he'll be there to help, so that'll help things run a little bit smoother as well. So, anything else that we need to talk about?
I don't think so, Rex. I just want to say thanks to you and all your support and all of our media and everything that you make happen. I appreciate you being a big sponsor for our junior league
Oh,
and our high school.
it's always fun to watch the kids do this, so that's what it's all about. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and hit finish on the live software. We appreciate the couple of people that were watching live. For everybody else, just share this out, tag some folks, and all that. That way, they'll be ready to go Saturday morning.
If they have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments on this video as we'll watch the next couple of days, or reach out to me or Charlie or Rex. We'll be glad to answer any question we can.
All right, and Jason Price says, thanks, guys. And with that,
Yeah,
we're out of
thank you.
here.
All right, thanks.